Happy holidays, everybody. Welcome to Action Zone Wrestling's In the Zone, our weekly wrestling roundtable discussion every Friday here at 12:30 on Olelo. Felipe here inside our AZW studios in Mapuna. As always, if you follow the sport correctly, followed by three guys who are very familiar in Action Zone Wrestling. First, he is one half of the AZW Tag Team Champions and one half of Invincible, the pioneer of Hawaiian Strong Style. He is Kaniala.
What's up?
Right next to him, the other half of the AZW Tag Team Champions, the other half of Invincible. He is the one and only Knockout, Kory Oliver. What's up, Knockout?
The looks of the team. Sorry.
And finally, to my right, he is sort of the bridesmaid of the referees here in Action Zone Wrestling. But we still love him anyway. Wearing a hat, looking dapper as always, he is Mr. Arthur Pinpin.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Is that right? Are we your favorite refs?
You are my favorite ref.
Okay, right on. All right, guys, here we go. Recently, WWE has come out with a brand new video game that's actually going to come out around the holiday season. Randy Orton's on the cover of it. They're taking down that Raw versus SmackDown franchise because, let's face it, it's not really working in this day and age. But they're renaming it WWE 12, and it took us back to some of the old wrestling video games that we played before. So, Kaniala, we'll start off with you. Some of your favorite wrestling video games that you loved playing as a kid.
Arcade game would be WrestleFest. That was really...
That's old school, too.
That's old school,
right.
Man. I'll be at Tilt in Winter Mall, just throwing in my tokens.
Tilt was still around back then in Pro Ranch?
At Windward Mall.
Oh, Windward Mall, I'm sorry. I'm hearing things, I'm sorry.
Yes, you are. And
okay.
Tilt is still there at Courage. Just
oh, my goodness. All right, WrestleFest?
Yeah, my favorite guys was actually Ultimate Warrior Earthquake. On the NES would be Pro Wrestling.
Video games were expensive back then, too.
I wouldn't buy mine.
Of course. Knockout, your favorite video games?
No Mercy.
For N64. That was a darn good video game. What about it?
It was awesome.
All right. Perfect. No more promos for you. Arthur?
I like the Sony PlayStation WWF Attitude. Like when they first started doing the create your own character, when it was like the dawn of the create your own character era.
What was the name of your created character?
Arthur Pinpin.
Arthur Pinpin, all right. Did it look just like you? Was it 5'5" and...
Yes, 5'5". Kind of looked like Jushin Thunder Liger.
Made of chocolate?
Made of chocolate.
Okay.
And sprinkles.
Right on.
With a slight glow.
You guys remember WrestleMania, the arcade game, and how that kind of like revolutionized wrestling video games in the sense that it was just Bam Bam Bigelow with fire and Doink the Clown with the buzz shock. Did you guys play WrestleMania, the arcade game?
Yes.
Undertaker with the tombstone thing?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And finisher, like the casket come out, you throw the guy in the casket and you shoot down.
Yeah, exactly. And the demons came out of his hands, and it was kind of like Mortal Kombat meets wrestling video games. But with Raw versus SmackDown, they try to go to a more realistic approach to it. And, they did a stellar job of it, but with WWE 12, kind of your thoughts on, will you buy WWE 12?
I actually reserved mine.
Did you really?
Yep.
Okay. For which platform?
PS3, of course.
Okay.
I don't need to pay for internet, so.
Okay. What do you pay for? Can we just talk about what you pay for?
Why?
You didn't pay for your video games. You don't pay for anything else.
That's special.
Okay, excellent. Naka, are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay. Are you gonna buy WWE 12?
Depends on the ratings, like how everybody else sees it. Not too big on it though.
Arthur?
We'll rent it first.
Are you one that to rent it first and then buy?
Absolutely.
He's gonna buy it. He's gonna make everybody.
Why do you think people buy these video games each and every year? Kind of like the Madden franchise. As a year goes by, everyone kind of feels the need to buy the newest version. I mean, you could pretty much stick with a wrestling video game and keep it for the rest of your life. Why buy more video games?
With new video games, they have better, like creator wrestler arenas. What I've read and watched about the WWE 12 playing is like the gameplay is way better than the SmackDown versus Raw franchise. So.
And you can run your own company.
That's right. There's like a GM mode in there.
Yeah.
You think AZW should have a video game?
It does. He makes it.
You do? Do you make an AZW video game?
I don't think there are enough people. You have to create your entire roster to fill a whole video game.
I think I've seen,
now
that you mention, I think I've seen some videos where it's like Raw versus SmackDown, but it's just the created characters, and they're coming out on these giant elaborate stages, and are you the one who makes those?
No comment.
Okay.
Plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth on that. All right. One of the cool things about wrestling video games too is that you can make your own Hall of Fame inside the video game, And which brings us to our next subject, which is an AZW Hall of Fame. I mean, AZW has been around for 6, now close to 7 years now. So I guess my first question, we'll start off with you, Arthur, is that first inductee into the Action Zone Wrestling Hall of Fame, you would induct who? Besides yourself.
Why would I be in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know, well, I mean, you're a very well-known personality in Action Zone Wrestling.
Oh, thank you very much. I would, Kenru Takadoki.
Kenru Takadoki?
Yes, I think so. Because he's an internet sensation. I don't know if he's still an internet sensation, but people log in. I don't know which camera I'm looking at, but I'll look at every camera. Give all of you the love.
Okay. So Kenru Takadoki, what is it about Kenru that you would induct him first? Out of all the great names through Action Zone Wrestling, and no disrespect to Kenru Takadoki, why would he be the first one on your list in there?
Well, it's funny that we talked about like video games because, well, he basically took favorite video games of me growing up, Street Fighter, and then the Naruto franchise, and incorporated it into his repertoire, his move list, and it caused a lot of like fan favoritism with like the kids, as well as like a lot of heat with the internet bloggers. So I think it, as of now, if you were to ask me to put him in a Hall of Fame, it would be Kenru Takadoki. No disrespect to any of the other fun wrestlers from before, like Wrestling Wizard and
Koriki?
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance to really shine. So screw him.
Okay.
Forget that guy.
Knock out.
Chris Kavanaugh. That would be.
Oh, okay.
Fine.
What is it about Chris?
He's really underrated, I think, to me, but seems like he's done a lot for Hawaii wrestling.
Kaniala?
Yeah, Chris was one of them.
I almost had a show one flashback. So you would agree with Chris Kavanaugh?
One of them, yeah. I mean, for me personally, Chris Kavanaugh. I mean, I know another name would probably not be so well known as Lopaka.
Okay. What about Kaimana? Kaimana's been in the business for well over a decade and a half, and
I mean, I have a list of names that I would want to say. Those three would be top of the list.
who would you personally like to induct? You know, as far as the WWE, they have someone who actually inducts the Hall of Famer in. You would want to induct Kenru with your speech, and you would, Chris?
I would, but I don't know if you would want me to induct him.
What about Don Robbs? Or not Don Robbs, the rocker Don Lee.
Don Robbs.
Sorry.
Robbs.
It's another. I'll be here. How about Don Lee? Would you induct Don Lee or a Lars Anderson into an AZW Hall of Fame?
Why would Lars Anderson be in the Hall of Fame? He was never in AZW.
I know, but it's just, but it's like pro wrestling. AZW is still the lone entity here in wrestling. And, we look at we look at the WWE, they induct people who've never even stepped a foot inside the WWE Hall of Fame or the WWE organization.
With Lars, I don't know him that well. Perfect guy would probably talk about him is probably, Daryl. That would probably be a shoot induction.
Okay.
Don Lee, man, his speech would be like an hour long of how. I mean, he would induct it. If he would ask me, I would. Known him for a long time. So.
Can I roll the chair?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Wheelchair.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Whoa, man.
Oh my gosh. There's
Tried.
a line.
Iron Lung.
I tried.
Iron Lung and Gurney.
My goodness. All right. What is Lars Anderson doing anyway?
Selling cars.
Like Fiat or?
Acura, of course.
Oh, okay.
That was a Fiat.
Well, Lars Anderson, maybe one day, not anytime soon. All right. You mentioned an underrated wrestler in Hot Stuff, Chris Kavanaugh, and we go back to this conversation of overrated and underrated stars. A new star that's sort of breaking out, made his debut at around Halloween Hangover in 2011, was Ali Shabazz. And I know that it holds a little bit close to your heart, considering what happened at the Halloween Hangover show. And you can go ahead and check it out on Olelo on demand at olelo.org. But kind of your initial thoughts on what you've seen from Ali Shabazz.
Who?
Ali Shabazz. AZW Security, he came in, just a little background information.
Oh, that's his name. Yeah, you know what? It's cool. He wants his little, 10 minutes of fame. Boss Man signed the match, so ourselves will face the team of Kikyo and Ali Shabbat thing?
Shabazz.
I don't know.
You've seen him a couple times. What do you think of Ali?
You're really asking me?
Yeah.
See how you feel.
Let's just say I don't make my own hype video.
Wow. All right. Is that what happened on YouTube? He made his own. Oh, okay.
So I've heard.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Arthur.
Prince Ali,
Yeah.
fabulous he, Alibaba.
Wow. You know, I kind of want to also. I want to go back to something that we touched up on a few weeks ago in a different show. With I think DDB alluded to the fact of you and Richard Hamasaki, senior official Richard Hamasaki, sort of butting heads backstage, and sort of this power struggle between who the #1 referee is in Action Zone Wrestling. Just kind of wanted to get your comments. I haven't been in this chair in a while, so just kind of your thoughts on. First off, does that rumor hold any weight to it?
Just say I would not want to run into him in a dark alley. However, I'm smart and I would not run into a dark alley, knowing that Richard Ham Sandwich would be in there. Have you seen his leather jacket? Have you seen the back? It's all torn. You don't want him angry.
You guys are backstage. You guys are preparing for a match and getting hyped up for your many different title defenses. I mean, do you see Arthur Pinpin and Richard Hamasaki kind of battle heads?
No, because Richard would have that glow too.
What do you mean by that glow?
Butting heads.
Take off his hat. Is that why you're wearing the hat today?
I plead the fifth. No comment.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, only you have the glow.
Wow. Would you like to see, specifically for Invincible, would you like to see a one-on-one match between Arthur Pinpin and Richard Hamasaki?
Yes.
No.
Oh, yes and no. Why no?
Who would ref it?
That is a good point. That is a really good point. Who would ref it?
I'll ref it.
But just for the sake of argument, let's just say you can't ref your own match. Just for the sake of argument, that you're refereeing the match, and this match is actually signed between Arthur Pinpin and Richard Hamasaki. Why wouldn't you want to see it if for argument's sake, there is a referee?
I can't see. I mean, you know, why not Hamasaki tackled a 300-pound local guy. I'm still waiting to see an Arthur Pinpin moment.
Okay.
Once I see that, then I'll change my mind.
I tackled the all-you-can-eat buffet a lot
Perfect.
and win.
You've been holding that joke in since the last show. Knockout, how about you? You wanted to see this match between Richard and Arthur.
I'd rather see a Nolan Hung versus you.
Oh my gosh. No, that will never happen.
In-ring
That would
debate.
Dude, Nolan would crush me into a fine powder. That's how bad.
Not
That's
if
how
you-
bad the match would be.
Not if you wear that V-neck.
I don't know. I mean,
you stand a
I know.
chance.
I know. That is kind of a nice shirt. I do agree. Calvin Klein, by the way, the official sponsor. No, I'm just joking. But no, I would never wrestle Nolan Hong. With all due respect to Nolan Hong, but a great
Never
show.
wrestling.
But you and me
I would never.
tagging up against Rich and
Wait, hold on now.
tag team
Hey,
debate.
Hold on now. That would be actually kind of interesting.
I'll bring the popcorn.
I'm there.
Okay. Who do we need to talk to to make that happen?
Our boss man.
All right. Oh wow. But see, you know, it's kind of weird because like whenever you take an announcer out of his element and out of his wrestling role, then it's just kind of a weird thing. Like you never see that guy as really an announcer. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I mean, I think if you're gonna do one thing, you gotta stick to it. Except for in this case with referees, because let's face it, the build-up has been going on for the last 2 years or so, and we all want to see Arthur Pinpin, Richard Hamasaki matchup.
I don't think they make black and white striped spandex anymore. Dangerous Danny Davis. Do you? No? No, they don't.
Well, it could be like a referee shirt on a pole match, and the winner gets to be the senior official.
Do you really
for
want to
Action.
see me and Rich Hamasaki without shirts?
No.
Do you really?
That's a good point. No. That is a very, very good point.
1 point Arthur.
Moving on, ESPN had a documentary on Scott Hall, kind of a tragic story with the bad guy, if you will, and it showed kind of the downfall of his wrestling career and the drinking problems and the lost connection with his son. So I just want to touch up with you guys and kind of your early moments and memories of Scott Hall or Razor Ramon. Do you remember your first memory of Scotty, Arthur?
Oh yeah, I really liked Razor Ramon's entrance music. Once it hit, it kind of knew that the bad guy was here. And then when he showed up on one of those WCW Monday Nitros with his Jean-Claude Van Damme denim jeans, sleeveless denim vest, kind of open thing, saying that you know who I am. It's like, wow, this guy will like revolutionized wrestling, and him along with Kevin Nash and the rest of the NWO Outsider thing really did. And it's kind of a shame to hear like how it's happened now. Sort of like what happened with Jake the Snake Roberts too, with his addiction problems as well.
Kory?
Are we talking about Jake or Scott Hall now?
Scott Hall.
Keep jumping.
Oh, I just like that toothpick part. I just waited every time for that. That was my
And then you turn off the TV.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Kaniala, your kind of early memories of Scott Hall?
The same as Arthur. Razor Ramon. He came out and he just big guy, but he used his charisma to get over. I mean, he's a heel, and even though he was played a good guy, he was still playing his heel bad guy persona. And walk in with his little gold chain and hand it to the guy, like point his finger, pick his toothpick. The razor edge, awesome move.
What do you like better, Scott Hall or Razor Ramon? Questions for all three of you.
I actually, I say they're good personas depending on the era, because Razor Ramon was great at the end of like the WWF superstars with their campy type of characters, but with Scott Hall it was like the start of seeing wrestlers as they are, using real names, using real personas, seeing them, actually show their talent and not just their gimmick.
So what was your answer again?
Yes.
Are you here? Like,
No,
are
I'm here,
you
but
listening?
he's
And
throwing me off with all his
Okay.
Scott Hall, Ray Hall, Scott Hall. I like Scott Hall.
Okay. Short and sweet.
Yeah.
They're the same guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Different character.
Yeah.
So you're more of a Scott Hall fan than,
Yeah.
I mean, what attracted you to Scott Hall? I mean, you said that you like the toothpick kind of thing. I don't remember Scott Hall kind of taking that into the NWO with him.
Oh, he did.
In the early parts, like in 96, 97,
Oh,
it must be the downfall and all the drinking that kind of took it away.
Yeah.
On your drinking?
No, I don't drink at all. Straight edge. Matt Cross.
So you go to the same place at Rocco or something?
No, we don't. No, we don't. Speaking of which, Rocco did a great job on the show, by the way, a few weeks ago, and along with Jet Akuma. And you'll see him in a future show coming down the line. But if we're talking to DDB right now, who's listening to us at home, we got to get Rocco and Jet back on the show, on the same show, preferably. Anyway, moving on. As we close out every single show, we do something a little called word association. So as you three pick up your card and your pens, I'll explain to the fans at home what happens. I basically give them a topic, and in one word, they need to write down what that topic is, or something about that topic, the first word that comes into their mind. So please write legibly. Please keep this clean. Please don't draw pictures. Okay? Please keep it clean. Please write legibly. And please do not draw pictures. Is that clear? Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. First topic. The PPT, the Polynesian Power Trip. Three-time former AZW Tag Team Champions. Lost the titles to Invincible, Kaniala, and Knockout Kory Oliver. Back at Showdown, our first show over at Eva Mackay Middle School. Okay, there's no right or wrong answer, so looking over doesn't do you any good. Kaniala. Kaniala, to start off with you. PPT, first thing that comes to your mind is, let's show it to the camera. Okay, so can you just hold still for a second and turn the card a little bit because it's a little too bright. That says old news. Okay, old news. That's one word. Old news, why?
Because, me and Manaka, we demolished them.
Okay.
Took one out, and there's one left.
Okay. Kory?
Wait, there is one left? I thought I beat him.
But you didn't take them out.
Kory, you put the submission on that actually won the championship for your team. So when you think about the PPT, you wrote down. Great. Okay.
Great. Are you asking me about them?
Oh my God.
Man.
Never have I wanted to leave a show until
Ever.
Arthur Pinpin. He wrote down, congrats, Ati. 2 words as well. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, totally shoot. He got married, so congratulations, Ati. Congratulations on your life.
Oh my God.
Man.
Never have I wanted to leave a show until now.
Ever.
Arthur Pinpin. He wrote down, congrats, Ati. 2 words as well. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, totally shoot. He got married, so congratulations, Ati. Congratulations on life. On your new life with your new hubby, Mrs.
Hubby.
Ati.
Hubby.
Hubby.
Wow.
Here.
That's a completely different show. All right, congratulations.
So do people not use the word hubby anymore?
No.
People not go down to the
No, they
phosphate?
don't.
They don't go down to the Nickelodeon and grab a phosphate, enjoy with their
Oh, boy.
their
I can't wait to see
rapscallion?
your Facebook name.
Richard would never do that. Richard would never do that.
He's not here, is he?
No, he's not.
Is he?
No, he is
Camera
not.
1, 2, 3. He's not here.
Moving on. Here we go. Alberto Del Rio.
Ooh.
Alberto Del Rio.
I love the beef jerky.
There you go.
Is that it? All right.
Yeah, Alberto.
write it.
Yeah, write down your first thought of Alberto Del Rio.
This picture is awesome.
I swear to God. Alberto Del Rio. All right, here we go. Arthur, you have not written anything down yet. Alberto Del Rio, of course, the current WWE champion. This is going to be bad news. I'm just going to let you know right now. Let's start off with Arthur. Arthur, Alberto Del Rio, you wrote down. All right, you wrote down what appears to be a Japanese face.
He's not. He's
Closing
gonna
eyes.
ref too. Jeez.
Okay. Why?
He hasn't really done anything to impress me, honestly.
Is that your unimpressed face?
That's
then?
my unimpressed face.
Okay.
I do look like
It
this
looks
when
like
I'm unimpressed.
it looks like face from Nick Jr.
And he's unimpressed
People,
too.
people at home will get that. Knockout Kory Oliver, Alberto Del Rio. You wrote down gold. Nice handwriting, by the way. Gold. Why?
Because he's gold, but they're just not doing the right things with him.
Okay. Kaniala? Okay. I say that because you wrote okay. Again, with Arthur, not very impressed with him.
I mean, he's just annoying. I mean, he's doing a good job of that, but I mean, he's just like a two-dimensional wrestler. Doesn't really like do anything for me.
Okay. All right, you guys can put your card down. Now, this group of word associations is a little bit different. I'm going to ask you a question, and the answer is going to be one of you three. So you write down either your name or the other two guys' names. I'll explain, all right? Here we go. You're on a desert island. Who goes first? You're on a desert. The three of you are on a desert island. Who goes first?
First what?
Like goes.
Oh,
Yeah. And the reason why we do this is not just to spark tension between these three guys. It's to give you, the fans at home, kind of what's their mindset into these interesting questions. Remember, it can't be me or anybody else that's not in this room. It has to be either yourself, which would be kind of weird, or one of the other two guys. Okay, we started off with Kaniala, we started off with Arthur. Let's start off with Kory this time. So Kory, who goes first if all three of you are on a desert island? You wrote down Shine. You Shine? Oh, Shine. Okay. Kaniala, you wrote down? What did you write down? You wrote down Pinpin. Okay, you crossed out, oh, you're going to cross out Arthur, okay. And Arthur, you wrote down
To make it unanimous, me. Because I don't want to be on the desert island with these guys right here.
who'd stay on a deserted island with these two. Okay. Here we go. Second question. Out of the three of you, who's the most athletic? One of you could be down the road for that includes you, Arthur, for an AZW Heavyweight Championship match against the current two-time AZW Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Athletic Jeff Cobb. So, you always want to put the best up against Jeff. Who is the most athletic out of the three of you? You've all agreed that Arthur would be the first to go on a deserted island, even if that island was domesticated. Let's start off with Arthur. Arthur, you wrote down me, competitive edge.
Eating, competitive.
Oh, eating. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, competitive eating. Are you a competitive eater?
I've fought family members over the last piece of chicken before.
Okay, excellent. Happy holidays, by the way. That's a spirit. Kory, who's the most athletic? This guy. That's such a creepy shot. All right. Kaniala. You wrote down this guy. And that's
Look
two.
at it.
And that's 2 for 2. All right, here we go. We got a couple minutes left. Here's the last one. Again, this is out of the 3 of you. Who would make the best owner of AZW? Of course, DDB is the current owner, but
Want to get into trouble, huh?
if, God forbid, he's no longer to do his duties, or if he retires, which doesn't seem likely, which one of you would make the best owner and operator of Action Zone Wrestling? As we get ready, and we'll start off with Knockout Kory Oliver. You seem ready. Knockout, show it to the camera. Who would make the best owner of Action Zone Wrestling? You wrote down that guy. All right. Of course, you're talking about him. All right. Let's go with Arthur now. Arthur, you wrote down. No comment. You plead the fifth. Why are you here, Arthur? Why? Like,
I have no place to go.
why are you here?
There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, you could be worse. You could have Richard Hamasaki there.
Forget that guy.
No, I think I'd rather have Richard. Really quickly.
Really?
Kaniala, you wrote down me. But you do have the most experience, not to age you or anything, but you do have the most experience. What would you change about Action Zone Wrestling?
Really? You had to go there?
I did go there.
Change his beard.
Pardon me?
Change your beard. Your beard. Change.
I would say Pinpin would never wear a hat.
Speak louder, your shirt's too loud. All right, here we go. That's going to end our show here for Action Zone Wrestling. Make sure you go ahead and check out AZW on the web at olelo.org. For Kaniala, Knockout Kory Oliver, and Arthur Pinpin, Felipe saying so long from our AZW studios here in Mapuna Puna. Happy holidays and take care. Aloha.